We continue the conversation about this topic with Rich Franz Undar. He's the Green Building Manager for Pima County's Development Services. Thanks for being here, Rich.
Hi, Tony. Glad to be here.
So if you could tell us a little bit about what the Green Building Program is all about.
Well, the county has a program to promote green building. And green building are buildings that are more energy efficient, water efficient, and healthier places to live. And we think it would be a good thing for all the people in the county to live in buildings like that. So with our program, we provide information, training, and actually certification to prove that someone has built a green building.
Pima County has been doing stories, or reporters in Pima County have been doing stories for a long time about straw bale construction, Adobe, Ramdirt. Tell us a little bit about those different substances that can be used, please, for constructing.
Right, alternative building materials. And you just named some of our traditional ones here that we've been able to use for quite some time. And there's a lot of advantages to them. They're local materials, so they don't have to be trucked in from far away, creating carbon emissions and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of thermal advantages to them, good insulative properties, but there are modern materials too. And if I can just show you an example here that I brought in, a little model of something that's called a structurally insulated panel. And it comes with the insulation in the inside and outside walls on a truck to your job. So this is a model of a corner of a house, but imagine that this whole system could be brought to you, to your job site, and just installed. No construction waste, good insulation, all the things we're looking for in a green home.
And how common is it becoming, or how prevalent?
Well, these still relatively new. There's a few subdivisions that have tried it, or one or two houses here and there, and actually a few commercial buildings too, but not common yet.
And we have some photos of some homes that were built here in Pima County. They look pretty typical on the outside, but they're so-called green on the inside. Can you tell us about
A lot of the things that are in a green building end up covered up in the walls. The good insulation, the real tight air barrier that keeps the cold air out and the hot air out when you don't want it. The systems like the efficient air conditioning systems and the low flow water fixtures, they're just not common. You don't see them. And so you can't really tell from the outside, what is this building? And that's one of the reasons why for a home buyer or a consumer, if you will, that a certification would be important. How do we know that this building, which looks the same as the one next door, performs better energy efficiency and water efficiency?
So you deal with different angles or different programs as part of your job. Let's talk about the LEED for home program. What is LEED, if you could just make it succinct?
Yeah. Well, LEED is a national certification program, so it's administered all over the country. You can find a LEED home in California, a LEED home in New York State. You can find LEED homes here in Tucson. The advantage is everybody knows what that standard is around the country. The disadvantage is that there's some unique things about the Sonoran Desert. We really care about water here, where that might not be so important in New York State. So that's one of the reasons why we have our regional green building program, one we developed here that really focuses on our climate and our culture. And again, you can certify a home in that with different levels of greenness. How far you want to go depends upon how intense you are about it.
And you have a relatively new program that involves a partnership with the city of Tucson?
That's the Net Zero Energy Building Code. That's sort of the holy grail of greenness. And in Jim Anderson's home, you heard him talk about how he's actually selling money back to TEP. So he's actually gone beyond net zero and is an energy generator. We'd really like to have every home and building in Tucson to be net zero. And we worked with the city of Tucson and did the research and came up with a recipe, if you will, a set of rules. If you follow these set of rules, then you'll be net zero.
And what about the costs of green construction? I have heard in previous stories that it takes more money up front to build some of these structures.
That's absolutely true. Green buildings are better buildings, and better buildings are going to cost more. But with a green building, you're spending money on things that are going to save you money. So you've reduced your energy cost, you've reduced your water cost, you've also made a healthier building. So your healthcare costs are going to go down. But just thinking about the energy for a second, what we found in our research on the net zero is that your mortgage is going to get a little bit bigger every month, but your electric bill got so much smaller that every month you ended up with somewhere between $50 and $100 in your pocket. and your home is saving energy, it's saving water, and it's a healthier, more comfortable place for you, and money in your pocket.
And is it easy or difficult, somewhere in between, to try to get it started with this whole process for the typical person?
Getting started is hard because it's new. You don't know the principles. You didn't do it last week. Even people who are in the construction business, they learned over years how to do their job. These are new principles for them. They've been around a long time, but they're new principles for them. So you need to do some study. You can work with ourselves at the county or our counterparts at the city and get information to help you get started.
All right. Well, Rich Franz Under, thank you very much for joining us, and good luck with the programs.
Thank you for having me.